Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a review slash thought video for this one, as I want to give my review and thought on Netflix's Cyberpunk Edgerunner that pretty much really blew up all over the place, which is based off of, set in the same universe as CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out that Cyberpunk Edgerunner is rated TVMA, or for mature audiences only, here in the US. When Cyberpunk 2077 launched back in 2020, though, it launched in a very poor state. The game was buggy and glitchy and did not live up to the expectation CD Projekt Red set out for, though. This would cause some outrage to CD Projekt Red that created a situation where they were forced to give refunds, and on top of that, the game was also pulled off the digital PlayStation Store. It also damaged and hurt the reputation of CD Projekt Red. They would later do a video and apologize and spend a long time pretty much putting a lot of hot fixes and patches to fix the game to where it should be, though, to the point that it made put a lot of things in the back burner and quite possibly cancel, like the multiplayer they had planned for Cyberpunk, though, to possibly only getting one expansion or like DLC or anything like that for the game, though. But over the course of 2021 and going into 2022, the game has generally improved, with basically patch 1.6 being the latest one that fixes a lot of things and offers some features, like, for me, I'm playing on the Xbox Series S, the ability to have performance modes and all. But what really caught some people's attention was basically the announcement that a TV show or anime from Netflix was in the works that was based in the universe of Cyberpunk 2077. And after seeing all 10 episodes, I would honestly say that this ranks as not only one of my favorite shows I see on Netflix, but it definitely ranks as one of my favorite shows based off a video game. This one falls right next to, say, Castlevania. And it's also worth pointing out that I think this show's success may have helped contribute to Cyberpunk's 2077's success. So we're going to break this down into what I like and what I didn't like. Mixed, I'm not sure about, though. So we'll start off first with what I like. And I honestly have to say, though, is that I really enjoy the story, though. I really enjoyed the world that it's set into, which is in the same universe as Cyberpunk 2077. While you don't really meet any of the characters from Cyberpunk 2077, as far as I'm aware of, though, you do see some things like Asaka, and certain things you may have heard and seen in the video game, though. I also definitely get a bit of a Akira Blade Runner and somewhat of a Ghost in the Shell vibe to it, which is certainly a good thing, considering Ghost in the Shell is one of my favorite animes of all time, though. So it's certainly nice to get that vibe as well, with the style, from Studio Trigger, which I'll get to the second one, though, which is basically gives off a little bit of that, I think, Girl Lagoon, if I'm saying it, I think it's 10 Top Girl Lagoon, I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly, to Kill La Kill, to even, I remember watching on Cartoon Network's Toonami or Adult Swim's FLCO, Fully Cooley, though. So story itself is really good, though, and the animation style from Studio Trigger looks really nice, including one particular scene I really like the most, though. This is when I think David and Lucy basically escape from a hospital, like an ambulance, though, that wanted to take David's chromes and all that stuff, and he sort of is the main character throughout Cyberpunk Edgerunner, though, and seeing him sort of to be who he ended up to be, and also story-wise, it looks great. The animation definitely look good, and the music definitely is really good. It sort of fits the sort of style that Cyberpunk Edgerunner is aiming for, especially the intro, which is done, I believe it's the song This Fire by Franz Ferdinand, though. So I really like the opening to Cyberpunk Edgerunner. So a lot of things really mix in very well. The story, the animation, and the music, it really is really good. As far as what I didn't like or mixed or not sure of, I don't really have a lot of things I could criticize the show, to be exact, though. I guess the only two things I can point out is that don't go into this show expecting a happy ending or anything like that. Having watched all 10 episodes, you basically are going to see what happens to the fate of a lot of these members that David hanged out with and all, including David himself, which in a way, you kind of see earlier on in some of the episodes, you kind of see the direction he's kind of heading and what fate is going to, why his fate is somewhat sealed and everything like that. It's kind of almost feels like similar to when I saw the 2019 movie Uncut Gem starring Adam Sandler, where you saw what kind of person he was, and you kind of felt like when you saw what happened to him at the end of the movie, it was like, yeah, you kind of saw this coming, though, and I kind of feel like that's what I was expecting with David, though. You kind of saw this coming to him, though. So I would say don't expect the kind of happy ending you want on this. And, of course, last but not least, I do want to say is that I want more. I love what Netflix did with Cyberpunk Edgerunner. I feel like it shows that there is potential. There's more stories they can tell, though. Sadly, this kind of comes off as like maybe a one-off. Like, I don't know if they'll ever do another season. I mean, I would be down if they do that, though. I mean, look at how we saw it with Witcher and Castlevania. So I definitely would be open to it if they ever do that, but it's unclear if we're ever going to see that or not. So to me, having enjoyed it, though, I feel like I want to see more. That's sort of the thing, though. Overall, I would say Cyberpunk Edgerunner, I really, really enjoyed, though. I really think at the best, the story is really good, though. The animation looks really good. I like that style of Studio Trigger is known for, though. You definitely get a little bit, of that Kill la Kill and maybe FLCO Fooly Cooly kind of vibe to it. And the music just fits very perfectly for the type of show, though, especially, as I mentioned, the opening with Franz Ferdinand. At its worst, however, you don't go in you're not going to get a happy ending, though, or anything like that. I'm not going to spoil it, but don't expect to see a happy ending when you watch all 10 episodes. That some may or may not. Some might be okay with that, some might not, but just to point that out, don't expect a happy ending. And of course, I feel like after seeing all 10 episodes, I want to see more. I really do want to see more. I think there are other stories you could tell in the world of Cyberpunk, though, and I will say that the success of this, along with 1.6, definitely, I feel, saved Cyberpunk 2077. I think that definitely gave second lease on life for that game, to be exact, though, and I think it shows that there is still potential in the Cyberpunk 2077 universe, though. The question is, though, will CD Projekt Red learn from their mistakes or not? And that's really the big question we just don't know about. So overall, I liked Cyberpunk Edgerunner, though. It's definitely one I would recommend. It's my second favorite show based off a video game, right next to Castlevania, though, and I definitely would be open to seeing more stories explored in the world of Cyberpunk, whether it's a follow-up or a second season of Cyberpunk Edgerunner or an actual sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, pending that CD Projekt Red learn from their mistake when Cyberpunk 2077 launched, though. Okay, this concludes my review/thoughts of Cyberpunk Edgerunner. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts on Cyberpunk Edgerunner? Did you get a chance to watch it on Netflix, though? Did you enjoy the show by any chance? Do you think this show, along with patch 1.6, helped save Cyberpunk 2077? Do you think they should do a second season? Do you think they should do a spin-off? Or maybe a prequel, for that matter? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I will appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to. And feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You could do it through PayPal me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video, so you can watch this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, wish you all a good day then. Bye.